Who the hell is this?
The man who's robbing you. 5 minutes from now, the guys in the vault will deposit 6 bags.
Hello, welcome to Norton Grace, our marvelous online wine bar, if you can even imagine that thing exists, and it does. I am Christian, one of the first Norton Grace friends, and I would have loved to start this series with the spectacular wine because I'm very passionate about wines and I really like to explore as much as possible. But unfortunately, I'm starting with the disappointment, which is in the same time a lesson learned. And I think this journey of learning from the mistakes and tasting your way up to iconic brands that you all know, Lafite, Latour, Angelou, Mouton, Sassicaia, Vega Sicilia, and so on. I think it's very exciting, this journey, and today I want to show you that you need to pay even more attention, because normally, as we have seen in sour grapes, the masterpiece of Rudy was that he was making very expensive wine, fake wines. He was making that liquid inside to kind of resemble the original, keeping the proportions of course, but he had the talent used in such a bad way. And while buying wines in auctions, so without knowing the source, I assumed the risk I could encounter undrinkable wines. I would stay away from the expensive labels because of the budget constraint and because it would be this risk to pay a lot of money for a forged wine. That is why I've never imagined someone would assume that risk for a 20 euro bottle, so would take the risk to go to prison 10 years, as Rudy got, just to win a couple of, not a couple, okay, let's say 15, 14 euros. And I was shocked to discover this. Château, Coutelin, Merville, 2003, Cru Bourgeois, supposedly. The Château actually has that classification, but the liquid in this bottle has nothing to do with Bordeaux, has nothing to do with 2003, has nothing to do with Saint-Estèphe. And the first clue was the label, which is, you can see they didn't even bother to use a quality printer, so you can see the pixels, you can see this logo here. There is no sign of 19 years of age passing over this bottle. And the second clue was the cork, which is kind of short, and instead of mise en bouteille au Château, it says mise en bouteille d'un nom chais, which I've never encountered until now, I have to be honest. There is no sign that the liquid stayed 19 years in contact with this cork, because as you know, you need to store the bottles on a horizontal. So this would be the second sign. And the third, the confirmation, before going to any lab, before doing any chemical analysis, is the nose and the taste. a plain fade, nothing to say nose. Same goes to the taste. It tastes cheap. I would have been very happy if I would have found all the flaws I've read in the tasting notes on Cellar Tracker, because happily, fortunately actually, people really tasted the original 2003. I think this is outrageous that this point was reached, to forge such wines. They are taking advantage of the fact that 2003 has recently proven to be a stellar vintage in Bordeaux. I've tasted Sociando Malais, Fusal, La Fleur de Bois recently, which there is actually no comparison between the two wines. So I think we should follow through. I mean, the seller, I've notified the seller, he apologized, he said he didn't know, he will refund me the 20 euros. But I think we should go even further. I will try to contact the Château, because it would be great to actually discover who did this, ensure they will never do this again. Because being a wine enthusiast is, as I said, it's a fascinating journey, it's an expensive hobby to have, and you cannot measure the disappointment. It doesn't matter that it's only 20 euro, but you cannot imagine the disappointment when you discover at this level a fake wine. Basically, it's difficult to trust. It's difficult to go on buy wines at the auctions, because I have to admit, some of the most beautiful wines I've met were bought at reasonable prices in these auctions. So I would say to conclude, trust your instinct, educate your palate to identify things like this. Follow up, report whenever you discover something like this bottle. Stay close to your wine importer friends and shops who can, you have a guarantee there. And don't give up. Use this to make a great steak, get your money back, and never stop exploring. See you next time.